Penix, a 1st and 5. Robinson off the right side, breaks free. Bijan Robinson spinning down the sideline, still going. Can they catch him? They cannot. Touchdown, Falcons, 81 yards. Set up for a long field goal. If he has time, I should say. Threw it across the middle and instead throws an interception.
In good shape.
Allen giving a new lease on life, but still heated up, and they never get him down. Just a bear hug and a whistle. That would be the first option. Scrambles, and ball batted down and intercepted. Off the deflection. The interception is made by Malone, who steps in there and makes a game-clinching pick.
I know I'm a few days late on this, but I have to talk about this, and I couldn't wait. The Atlanta Falcons have shocked the NFL, beating the Buffalo Bills, one of the most powerhouse teams in the NFL for the last 6 years. As much as the NFL media wanted and picked the Buffalo Bills to win against the Atlanta Falcons, the Falcons, however, decided to flip the script as they defended their home turf against the Bills and beat them 24-14. The Falcons just didn't beat the Bills. They destroyed them in every aspect of their game. The Falcons on both sides of the ball left no room for the Buffalo Bills to even up the score, considering the game at first was tied 7-7 with both Tyler Algier and Dawson Knox getting their team's first respective scores. And that was it. The Falcons had their foot on the gas as they refused to slow down to let Buffalo back in. The Falcons' offense came right out the gate swinging. Tyler Algier's 21-yard run for a touchdown to open up the game. Drake London's second try at scoring a touchdown after the first one was denied by Bills safety Taylor Rapp. And Bijan Robinson's 81-yard touchdown run, the largest run in his career so far, was the icing on the cake for the Atlanta Falcons offense, leaving the Bills asking themselves, how did we just let this happen? The Falcons pretty sure have something special in Michael Penix Jr, as he could be very well the next franchise quarterback for this team after years of being in quarterback hell following the departure of Matt Ryan. As of this game, the Atlanta Falcons ranked second in total offense and 27th in points per game. Now let's talk about the real stars of the show. This, out of nowhere, top Falcons defense. Coming into the season, the defense was the biggest question mark for the Atlanta Falcons, considering all of the players that drafted or went after in free agency. And to be honest, it fared out really perfect. So far this season, rookies like Xavier Watts, James Pierce Jr., and Billy Bowman, along with Jalen Walker, have all been great, as well as with acquiring Divine Diablo, as players like Rook and Brandon Dollars are coming into their own in their second year playing for the Falcons. During this game against the Bills, the Falcons had 4 sacks, 2 interceptions, 6 quarterback hits, and a 45.7 pressure rate, which is their second highest this season behind the game against the Minnesota Vikings, where the defense had a 53.3 pressure rate. As of this game, the Atlanta Falcons are still number 1 in total defense and 7th in scoring defense. And you got to give Jeff Ulbrich his flowers. He is the saving grace of this team right now. Not Raheem Morris, but Jeff Ulbrich in this defense. He got this defense rolling like it's the 1977 Grits Blitz defense. Only which, he's not really blitzing a lot. He's literally bringing the heat without having to use the blitz. But this is better than what we had last year with Jimmy Lake. And I am glad that Jeff Ulbrich is back in the saddle here in Atlanta after being away from 5 years. To make story short, I'll just conclude with this. Here we are. The Atlanta Falcons are sitting 3-2, sitting in second place in the NFC South, with a top offense and a defense. They have won their toughest games this season with the Vikings, Commanders, and the Buffalo Bills. Next, they will head out to San Francisco to go up against a 49ers team that are out looking for blood after that embarrassing loss to the Buccaneers this past Sunday. If I'm Raheem Morris, I will not take my opponents lightly for the rest of the season, especially on a short week and another primetime game. The Falcons are 2-0 in primetime games so far this season. I would want my team, if I'm Raheem Morris, I will want my team to keep that same energy going forward for the rest of the season. Being 0-2 in their division, the Falcons really need to take care of business, sweeping the Saints, and beat the Bucs and the Panthers the second time around. The Falcons haven't been to the playoffs in 8 years. And with how the way this team is rolling at this moment, they should have no trouble getting there. Consistency is key in the NFL. Something the Falcons haven't had, honestly, in their 60-year history as a franchise. The Falcons can only determine their own destiny. This year, it's playoffs or go home. I think that's the deal with Arthur Blank and where he stands with this franchise. Also, here's some important notes I want to point out before I end this episode. Have you noticed that Zach Robinson is opening up the playbook even more in recent weeks with Michael Penix as quarterback than he ever did with Kirk Cousins in the previous season? He's opening the playbook more by doing more formations in the pistol rather than the shotgun. Also, Bijan Robinson could be zeroing in on 3,000 career rushing yards in his first 3 years in the NFL, making him the fastest Falcon player to do so. He just needs 84 yards to accomplish this. And how the way that things are going on with Bijan Robinson and the Falcons offense, he can absolutely get there the next game against the 49ers. Drake London, he is finally shaking off those early season jitters. We couldn't hold the ball, can't secure it, causing fumbles. Drake London is finally shaking the rust off, and he's finally securing the ball, and he's doing Drake London things. Kyle Pitts, he's not that generational tight end that we all were hoping for, but he is being used as a healthy safety vessel to get some extra yardage when the Falcons really need to get in the end zone and punch it in for touchdowns. That's going to be it for this edition of the Eli Speaks Show NFL edition. And as always, please like, comment, share, subscribe. How do you like about the Atlanta Falcons being the underdog so far this season in the NFL? Beating 3 of their toughest opponents, having a good offense in Michael Penix and Bijan Robinson with Drake London and Kyle Pitts, and have a defense presided by Jeff Ulbrich with a bunch of rookies and a bunch of no-names that many of the NFL don't even know yet. But they're going to. Thanks for listening, guys.